Good day to you, my dear students. Once again, I'm Sean Xavier Alpilita for the next topic on Rizal's class, which is Rizal's childhood and education. Okay, so let's start with Rizal's childhood. So he had good memories in childhood in Calamba. As a family, they prayed together during the Angelus. There were times when they would stay in the garden exchanging stories. It was in this garden where he learned to appreciate nature. Rizal's childhood was full of love and care showed to him by his parents and siblings. Due to his poor health, Rizal had a personal servant who, after the daily Angelus, would tell him legends and fairy tales. These stories made him become interested in myths and folklores. As a young boy, Rizal demonstrated intelligence and learned easily. His first teacher was Doña Teodora, who taught him how to pray when he was only 3 years old when he learned the first alphabet. At a very young age, he already showed a great interest in reading books. He enjoyed staying in their library at home with his mother. Eventually, Doña Teodora would notice Rizal's skills in poetry. She would ask him to write verses. Later, she felt the need for a private tutor for the young Rizal. Okay, so just like the other children from the Principalia class, Rizal experienced education under private tutors. His first private tutor was Maestro Celestino, followed by Maestro Lucas Padua. But it was Maestro Leon Monroy, his third tutor, who honed his skills in basic Latin, reading, and writing. This home education from private tutors prepared Rizal to formal schooling, which he first experienced in Binyan, Laguna. At the age of 9, Rizal left Calamba with his brother to study in Binyan. After 1.5 hours of travel, they reached the town on board a caromata. They went to the house of their aunt, where Rizal stayed for more than a year. Before leaving his brother, Pasiano introduced Rizal to the teacher Justiniano Aquino Cruz, who was also Pasiano's former teacher. The class, as described by Rizal, was in a nipa house about 30 meters away from his aunt's house. Every day, Rizal would wake up early and either hear Mass at 4 o'clock in the morning or study his lesson first and go to Mass after. After returning home, he would take breakfast and go to class, from which he would come out at 10 o'clock. He would then again go to school at 2 o'clock and come at 5 o'clock. So he would pray with his cousins at 6 and then study for a while before going to sleep. So in Binyan, he excelled in Latin and Spanish. He also had painting lessons under Maestro Cruz's father-in-law, Juancho, an old painter. Rizal's leisure hours were mostly spent in Juancho's studio, where he was given free lessons in painting and drawing. After receiving a letter from his sister, Saturnina, Rizal returned to Calamba on December 17, 1870, after 1.5 years of schooling in Binyan. He went home on board the steamship Talim and was accompanied by Arturo Campo, a Frenchman and a friend of his father. Okay, so in the next slide, so let's focus now on Rizal's education. So here, the first picture is the old picture of the Ateneo Municipal, no? And the second picture is the picture of Jose Rizal when he was 11 years old. And the third picture is Rizal's picture when he was 16 years old. Okay, so from here, as a student of Manila, Rizal was sent by his father to Ateneo Municipal, formerly known as Escuela Pia, for a 6-year program, Bachiller in Artes, or Bachelor of Arts. He took the entrance exam on June 10, 1872, 4 months after the execution of Gomborza. So he followed the advice of his brother Pasiano to use the name Jose Rizal instead of Jose Mercado. He feared that Rizal might run into trouble if it was known openly that they were brothers, since Pasiano was known to have links to Father Jose Burgos, one of the leaders of the secularization movement and one of the three priests who were executed. No, and one of these reasons is that the nephew of Jose Burgos was happened to be the registrar of the Ateneo Municipal in the name of Manuel Jerez Burgos. And at first, Jose Rizal was not accepted or was not admitted in the Ateneo Municipal by Father Magin Ferrando because either of the following reasons, whether of his weak constitution and a short stature, no, and it also known that the nephew of Jose Burgos was Manuel Jerez Burgos, no, so it was Manuel Jerez Burgos who was the one who admitted Jose Rizal into Ateneo Municipal. So during this time, Ateneo Municipal was known to offer the best education for boys, no? Like all colleges in Manila, no? Ateneo was managed by priests, particularly the congregation is the Society of Jesus, or the Jesuits, founded by Saint Ignatius of Loyola, no? And students in Ateneo were required to attend masses in the morning before the start of classes. Ateneo was known for its rigid discipline and religious instruction that trained students' character. Okay, so moving to the next slide. Excuse me. Students in Ateneo were divided into two groups, the Romans and the Carthaginians. So the Roman Empire was composed of students who were boarding in Ateneo Municipal, while the Carthaginian Empire was composed of the students who are non-boarding students, so students who boarded outside the Ateneo Municipal. So this grouping was done to stimulate the spirit of competition among the students. At the start, Rizal lagged behind his classmates, but because of his perseverance and seriousness in studies, he became the emperor of the Carthaginian Empire, so the title given to the most outstanding student in class in just a month's time. So Rizal studied at Ateneo from 1872 to 1877. In those years, he consistently showed excellence in his academic performance. That's why his grade, all the subjects in high school are all sobresaliente, or in English that's called it as excellent. So he passed the oral examination on March 14, 1877, and graduated with a degree of Bachelier in Artes with the highest honors. So here is the Jose Rizal's grade, no? Transcript of record in Ateneo. So all the grades are considered excellent and or sobresaliente, like arithmetic, Latin, Castellano, Greek, then Latin are Spanish and Greek, and geography. Then from 1874 to 1875, it's Latin, Spanish, Greek, universal history, then the history of Spain and Philippines, then math and algebra. Then from 1875 to 1876, he was excellent in rhetoric and poetics, French, geometry and trigonometry, and in 1876 to 1877, he's an excellent grades in philosophy, mineralogy, then the second course in philosophy, physics, botany, and zoology. And later on March 14, 1877, he earned the title Bachiller in Artes with a degree or with a grade of sobresaliente. Okay, so next one is Jose Rizal's Jose Rizal's education in UST. So after finishing Bachiller in Artes, Rizal was sent by Don Francisco to UST or University of Santo Tomas. Initially, Doña Chedora opposed the idea for fear of what happened to Gomburza. Despite this, Rizal still pursued university education and enrolled in UST. During his freshman year, the first year, he attended the course in philosophy and letters. No, so his first year in UST, he enrolled in philosophy and literature, and also in the same year he took up vocational course in Ateneo that gave him the title Perito Agrimensor or expert surveyor, no, issued on November 25, 1881. However, in the second year in UST, from philosophy and literature, Rizal shifted the course to medicine because he felt the need to take up this course after learning about his mother's failing eyesight. So here is Jose Rizal's academic performance in UST was not as impressive as that in Ateneo. No? He was a good student in medicine but not as gifted as he was in arts and letters. Despite this, he was still one of the 7 students who remained in the course in his last year at UST out of the original batch of 24. So, unlike in unlike in Ateneo whose grades are sobresaliente, but Jose Rizal's grades in UST fell short, no? And later on I will show you the transcript, the original transcript of records of Jose Rizal's academic performance in UST. And in 1882, Rizal and Pasiano made a secret pact, no? May kasunduan that Rizal would go to Europe to complete his medical studies there and prepare himself for the great task of liberating the country from Spanish tyranny. Okay, so here is the first page of Jose Rizal's transcript of record in UST. So you can see there his grade is number 1. The first one here is aprobado. This when you say aprobado, that means passed. The other one is sobresaliente, which is excellent. Aprobado, and aprobado. So in the second page, this one, you can see here that his grades fell short, no? Some others like aprobado, some others are bueno. When you say bueno, that means good, no? Then the other one is sobresaliente, no? It doesn't mean that when I say fell short, Jose Rizal got the failing grades, no. But actually, he passed all the subjects, but the academic performance fell short because the learning environment in UST was not the same as with the Ateneo, because in UST the students are the Filipino students were suffered the racial discrimination from the Dominican friars inside the university. So that's one of the reasons why Rizal stopped schooling in UST and he continued his medical studies abroad. Okay. So that's it. Okay, dear students, so this is the last slide. Once again, I am your instructor, Mr. Shansay Alcalita. Thank you very much and see you on the next topic.